Deep Dive with David Stendhal, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey, it's David Stendhal with tonight's Deep Dive. It is May 22nd, 2018. We're going to be talking about gold today with the ETF being GLD. Short, intermediate, and long-term trends are all pointing to the downside, but there's two things I'm going to focus on today. One is the technical rating, which I harp on a lot here, that when you have a condition like this where the market could go either way, it generally is a good indication that some trades either are concluding or going to start to emerge here. The other thing that's taken place here is we have a slow low on the elastic level, and that's kind of key here because of how it's reacting with the support to the market. So the other thing I'll point out just for clarity is that there's really not a lot going on here with the pro alerts right now, and so for the most part I'm just going to sort of focus on just pure technical analysis, if you will, tonight. So here is daily bars for gold, and what we've had recently is kind of a two-step process. One, with the sell-off that we've had in recent days, you can see the market having sold off here in gold, that back on the 16th we had the initial oversold type condition that we see an awful lot of with a lot of different types of indicators. And then what we do is we wait for the secondary signal. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen, but in this case it does happen, and that's where we had this slow low, meaning slow to react. It waits for the market to get oversold, slowly waits for the condition, and when you get that secondary alert, as we have with the slow low, that's where the market typically finds true support to the market, and then you would naturally assume that it's going to rally. So let's take a look at and see what's taking place here. We have to go back some time here, the date being basically November, late November of last year. And if you look at that support all the way across, you can see that it's hitting the lows, not the closes, but the lows. So what that tells us is that the market is in a zone where it should find support, and for all intents and purposes we would expect the market to rally here. And I guess we'll just have to see how things kind of play out. What we don't want to see for the longs is for this to fall, for the market to fall below 1282. That's the key level here for the support. And you can see that it's basically just hitting these lows, and so the closes, which have been at the upper end of the bars, that it hasn't really come close on a closing bar basis, but the lows have touched that particular level. So where does this stand for us at the current time? Right now, we'll just simply look at open position profits. Here's gold, barely has anything, but that's because we actually liquidated some positions today. So before we look at the liquidation of the trades, let's just simply look and see what we have now. We have 3 long positions that are out there, all of which have taken place in the last day, or well, 1 today and 2 yesterday. So the trade is really just beginning on the long side, but we did liquidate a couple of positions here in gold, and both of those took place, well, one yesterday and one today, and it's this one that we're going to be looking at. It hasn't updated with the time yet. Let me just see if it has here, but nope, not as of yet, not as far as the timing. But we did liquidate a trend-based trade today, and that was based on 240 minute bars, and that was obviously a short system. So we are long 3 long positions, and then we liquidated 1 short today. And that being the case, I'll just show you what the trade looked like so you can get some idea here. Here is the Arcturus system, and Arcturus has had a couple of trades here in the last month or so. One trade, liquidated a number of days ago, back on the 6th, making around $3 grand or so. This trade right through here went short again. It rallied the market, obviously caused us to take a little bit of a loss. That's a negative around $900, just to give some perspective. And the trade today that liquidated Again, Arcturus, the abbreviation is ARC, Arcturus, and it liquidated today with a little bounce to the market. So it was able to capture that nice little sell-off that we had. Market has moved sideways. As I mentioned with the elastic level, we had an initial oversold condition, and with today's action, we had that slow low. I'm just going to bounce back here to the website just to reiterate this. That slow low, that's telling us that the market wants to, it has gotten oversold and it wants to rally. So the fact that our systems are along the market is good for us. But what we're doing is obviously watching. If I'll flip back to the main page here, is this support level to the market that I can easily see our systems looking for a little bit of a rally here to take advantage of those three long positions, having liquidated the short and another short yesterday. And then if we're able to stay above that level, the market rallies, everything's good, and we're able to profit from this this little surge that they're anticipating. If for some reason, again, that we break through that support level, then those three positions hopefully would liquidate themselves fairly quickly, and we just simply reset up for another trade. We have enough positions out there. We have enough trades that are actually heading out there right now with some really nice open position profits for a lot of the systems, that what I like to do is not necessarily highlight those that are in the midst of doing really, really well right now. What I want to do is highlight some of the markets that are beginning to establish positions, so we can see how things kind of work out here with the elastic level, you know, with the elastic level pivot, the slow low, and that support, and most precisely the watch list. The watch list is where we're able to see that the technicals are weak. They're not really giving us a clear indication as to where the market is headed, but they are telling us right now that there's really not a lot of strength either side, bullish or bearish. And so gold is down here. It's a slight blue pointing left, so it has a bearish slant, no doubt, with that sell-off that we've been having. So it's kind of looking back in time. Anytime we have these gray bars here, it means that there's really indecision in its entirety. And any little green bar, barely green, as we have here with natural gas and dollar index, those are slight bullish markets. And so when you look at the watch list, this is the aggregate. This is taking into account a number of different viewpoints on the market, all combined together into what we call the master watch list. And in that particular instance, it's giving us an indication that something is brewing and that there's going to be a good opportunity. And because the market had that sell-off, it's still showing a blue right now. Obviously, I told you that we liquidated the one short and the positions are long. So when we're in this condition here, we'd actually be looking for the market to show us something. Is there going to be some type of an explosive move, something that we can actually take advantage of? And if we flip back here again to the a short-term chart, this is only 240-minute bars. You can see that we've had for quite some time the market just kind of coiling up and consolidating, and therefore we would expect something. And that something right now is, let's liquidate the shorts, because there was another short that was liquidated recently. Let's also establish some new long positions and take advantage of what the systems are looking for, which is a little bit of a rally. So I just want to sort of harp on that, see how things kind of play out here. And if we're lucky enough that the market is able to rally this in gold, then we'll be able to take advantage of that with the systems. If it does not and falls below that support level that I've been talking about, then the systems will quickly liquidate the positions and we'll live to trade another day. So that's where we stand right now with gold. If you have any questions, I do love questions. I do get questions typically, you know, 2 or 3 after every deep dive that I do. But if you have questions, definitely go to the website, go under contact, send me a question, and we'll see if we can address different aspects to the markets or look at other markets on the whole. So I appreciate it, and we will take a look at another market tomorrow. Bye-bye.